Welcome to Biomutant. Out of Date says there'll be consequences of the war, but there are more pressing matters at hand. The last World Eater has been left undisturbed with the tree while you focused on the war. He thought someone with your light perspective and key would have had different priorities and faced the World Eaters before resolving the tribe war. Regardless, Out of Date is grateful the tribe war is over. Out of Date understands the road has been rough, but you already know what's left to end this journey, and it'll be tough. You're the only one that's strong enough to face the last World Eater. The future depends on someone with a light perspective to give the world a chance to survive. Only time will tell what the future holds, and if it will bring a lasting peace for those that make it to the end. Out of Date says the word about what you've done so far is spreading. The tribes haven't lost hope yet. He appreciates what you've done so far, but unfortunately, he's had urgent news from his friend Wiz in the northwest. He's unsure about your intentions, but hopes you'll support Wiz. He says he'll point you in the right direction, but finding Wiz and making sure he gets what he needs is up to you. That doesn't sound good. Out of Date's hunch is real. The Merc Puff is up next. Out of Date says that Wiz is worried now that the Northwest World Eater is stepping up its activity. He explains that Wiz is working on an undersurf vessel in order to get to the World Eater, but needs help to get it done. Out of Date suggests that you should head northwest as fast as possible and see what you can do to help. He's happy to help. Says you should take it easy. feels good to be alive. You can never have too much scrap, plastic or otherwise. The Surge Surf Factory. Keep your eye out for Wiz while you're here. Let's see. Wuz isn't easy on the tongue, but I think he says he's happy to see a friendly face. Not too many of those around these days. Says it's good to see you again. He's Wiz. You might remember him from the old days when he let you try his octopod? Wiz remembers you were such a cheery kid, and he's glad to see that light hasn't faded from you, despite the years. But Wiz understands it was a long time ago, and memories get murkier the deeper you go, but says it helps to have friends with you to plumb those depths. He set up camp at the foot of the Tree of Life. It's gotten more difficult for it to find defenseless prey, as it's already eaten most of them. Wiz says our memory keeps things for us, preserves them until we are ready to face them again. He knows you've returned to face Looper Lupin, and that confrontation is as inevitable as the tides. He's not surprised that the loss of your family could plunge you into the depths forever, but you've always been able to rise like a bubble to the surface, no matter what. He knows that though the tides of history may push you in one direction, you can always lay your own course. Ultimately, it's your choice. You were the one to be wronged and have lived with the consequences. He believes in consequence as it's a direct result of action.
Love to see you shine on.
No one likes Perky. Perky's so uncool.
The knight may be cool, but you sure ain't.
I am too cool.
If you have to tell people you're cool, you're not.
Asks if you ever think about freedom and whether any of us really has it. Did you make the decisions that brought you here, or are you just a pawn of fate? Glad to hear that. He only wishes he was that sure about himself. Amazed the world is going to continue on, but happy to hear it. Still so many things to invent. Impressed that you fought so hard to keep the world spinning. Thinks you were smart to join with the Myriad. They have a rainbow of ways to approach any problem. Says they're unified in the ways that matter. But that's not nearly as important as this. Wiz says that you should let the past dwell in the depths. But there's something else down there too, gnawing at the Tree of Life. He's named it the Merc Puff. This is why he's tinker-tonkering with the octopod. But the lid got stuck, so he needs a big enough tug twister to open it up and let you a-going. He can't leave the surge station, so you must help him find a tug twister. There's a wound-up mecha fingro in the mecha stadium that still has one stuck on its back. Find it, and you'll find the tug twister. It's definitely the helping hand and do the heavy lifting. Toxanol records mention it as an automaton made for moving bionucleus matter into storage areas. Night is the time to take... Let's see. Wood scrap's great for building things. A face-off. That hurt 'em. Hey, you could probably make something glossy with plastic scrap. Bang Shelter 11E. Just the place to ride out a storm. half-lifed. Your key energy isn't up for that. What a wonderful place to hide. Check out that plastic scrap over there. Scrapalicious. Bang Shelter 11E. Just the place to ride out a storm. Becoming terminal. The sun is coming up fast. Look at you move. It's starting to add up. Zapped. The rush from a crush. That's a keeper. It's never perfectly safe anywhere. An old home could be something good. Crack-a-doodle. That's the hut hut. Wonder if there's anything still inside. You've had better days. Knock it all around. Charge him. Fits nice. Look at that metal scrap over there. You can't really understand your story till it's done. Someone could probably make good use of that plastic scrap over there. That one had it coming. You found a bric-a-brac that's not absolutely flat. On the ropes. Wow, that's good stuff. It suits you. Take a moment to absorb the day. Yes, some e-waste for you. Don't want to point a finger, but the Mecha Stadium is near here. Oh, it's locked. Someone locked it solid. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Heroes inspire in a way nothing else can. You need to loosen the bolts without unsettling it. Just a few moves left. Make them count. That's it. The tug twister's loose. Let's hope it turned the grabbing hand into a helping hand, too. That's hard to come by. You need to line up the switches so they match. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Good. That's enough electric current to initiate the actuators and activate the framework. How many days like this do you think the world has left? He believed the tug twister would do the trick, but now realizes brute force won't do the trick. You need something slick. He agrees that it's an option if you want to break stuff, but in this case you want to keep things intact, so it won't leak once you get undersurf. He says the lid should open if you sprinkle grease it. Problem is, he's all out. He knows his old friend Choo Choo always keeps his grease sprinklers well filled. He should have an extra that you can borrow. He stresses that you should come back as soon as you've retrieved the grease sprinkler. The Merc Puff is crunching bark by the minute. Wiz heard he's currently stranded at the end of the line, so it should be easier to track him down now compared to when he's running rails. Every day is a new chance to fulfill ye. No time to graze, let's go. Wood scrap, the one kind of scrap we still find growing. You've reached the end of the line. Bet you can find Choo-Choo here. Choo-Choo knew you would make it to him one day. All you had to do was follow the steel path. The rails might be getting rusty, but eventually they all converge on him. Wonders who doesn't like rules or rails. They keep you on the straight and narrow and bring you right where you belong. Says you followed the rails to where you need to be, but tracks have switches in them too. The question is then, will you keep on the track or look for a way to hit that switch? You seem like you're on the right track already. He just hopes you don't get sidetracked onto a darker path. Whichever way you go, he wants you to know that the rails never steer you wrong. Stick to them, and they always bring you right to where you're meant to be. Wants to know if you've ever regretted taking one track in life instead of another. If you could go back, would you switch tracks or keep chugging along the one you're on? Likes your sureness, the way you keep at it like a chug-chug with no way to reverse. Seems like the world came out of its rut and is chugging toward higher ground again. Can't thank you enough for hitting the brakes and working to turn the world chug around. But let's not get derailed. Says he's surprised to see anyone this far out. But sometimes the wrong train does take you to the right station. As you can see, he didn't plan to make a stop here, but now that he had to, he's really happy to see you. He says his name is Choo-Choo. He's been off track since the world started dying, but he's trained his mind to stay positive regardless of the situation. Thinks that's fine, but there's no path in this world that's not been already made. He's convinced the tracks are like the paths our lives take, and you must deal with the outcome, even if you didn't lay them yourself. This time, though, he was sidetracked and needs a new wing nut to get back on track. Wing nuts are easy to find, as they're fitted on any in-front chugger-chugger out there. The challenge is taking them off, so you're here to do it for him. Says you're just like he used to be, a one-track mind, but going the right way.
Getting brighter every time.
Oh, no. Go look at yourself in a mirror.
Can't. Everyone you looked in cracked.
That was only one time.
I have a shop full of shattered mirrors that says you're wrong.
You need to swivel the globus's bearings. Just a few moves left. Make them count. You need to swivel the globus's bearings. You need to swivel the globus's bearings. Don't flinch away from this. It's your moment. You need to focus. Wheel the control box handles to buzz the wire. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Wired up and ready to go. Hat. You get used to the beastie's smell, I hear. The Wingnut Chug Tunnel. It goes on forever.
Nailed it. 50% done.
It really is a different world underground. There's a serenity about this spot. It's a place for rest and recovery. Where
Gross. This place stinks.
every little bit helps. stories keep moving whether you drive them or not. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Watch out for you. Good ride long. Tell it, no biting. Wood scrap's great for building things. Just when you think it's darkest, the dawn. Choo Choo says he knew you'd come through. If someone makes a stop at your station, it's for a good reason, but he understands no one gets their tracks greased for free. He'd be happy to part with his spare grease sprinkler, as he believes it's a great fit for any of your business that needs to be unstuck. He keeps it safe in a box on the handcart, in case of emergency. It's on the cart. He wants to keep it close by. In general, you won't have much time to act in case of an emergency. Choo Choo says you should help yourself to the grease sprinkler. It's a versatile tool from the bygone, a last of its kind, so don't let it go to waste. He's convinced you'll put it to good use, as there are lots of stuckies out there that need greasing to open. Says there's no better person to use it. Glad the rails led you right here.
Love the glow of the light.
No. Down! Down! Oh.
All the way up. Crank that glow up to 11.
I'll make you glow.
Too late.
Choo Choo says he can't wait to get out of this place. Says goodbye to you. You shouldn't worry about smashing up the box. Choo Choo has no use for it now. Choo Choo says he feels strongly about helping his next, just like you did for him. He's convinced there was a bigger reason you met. Sometimes the wrong train will take you to the right place. He believes you've got what it takes to make a difference. He's witnessed it himself. Figures everyone chooses their own path. The longer you ride the rails, though, the easier it is to travel with friends. Choo Choo's thrilled you found the Ark. Just imagine how much faster than a chuck thing must be, and no rails needed. Needs no rails, no roads, nothing but air. The world's on the mend, so no need to leave it. But just think of all the places the Ark could take you. Says he's happy to see the Ark in your hands. Knows you'll go great places with it and do some good. Wonders who you might call aboard the Ark with you.
So, what we have here is an opportunity to help your next. There's a seat open on Do You Want to Offer It as a gesture of appreciation.
Why? You don't need anyone else but yourself and me, of course, but I'm a part of you, so that doesn't count.
If you want to go quickly, go alone. If you want to go further, go together. The only one we'd want to get away quickly from here is darkness.
But you know you can't go on without me. Even if I'm bad company, I complete you.
I think we can finally agree on something. It is better to be alone than in bad company. But best of all is being good company yourself.
After spending a life on the rails, he's eager to ride the skies with you. Just let him pack his rollerboard and he'll roll aboard. Choo Choo says he's ready to pack up and leave. Heard you were a somber kid and is glad you crawled out of your shell to help. Says that you should come back if there's anything else. Asks you not to let the ark roll away without him. He'll be there. Choo-choo says he's ready to pack up and leave. Wishes you goodbye.
Bye.
Asks you not to let the ark roll away without him. He'll... Choo-choo says he's ready to pack up and leave. Says you'll meet again. Asks you not to let the ark roll... Choo-choo says he's ready... He's picked up a thing or two over the years. In the jungle, the mighty jungle. Wiz says that there's no plan to confront the Merkpuff until the octopod is properly armed. He knows you'll need something that packs enough boom to put a dent in that shell, or better yet, head. Pyro sticks will do the trick. He says his old friend Boom makes all things that go bang. There's a rumor that some of Boom's pyro sticks shot off and are out there roaming free. You should keep an eye on the horizon for pyros. If you're fast, you have a shot at catching some of them before they go off. He's a peculiar little fellow that's been fiddling with splodies since he was a kidling. It runs in his blood. Their family recipes pack a punch. The oil claimed this land a long time ago. The story will go on as long as there is someone there to listen. That's a chug hut. Probably no chug-chugs in it, but you never know. You need to show your mount who's boss. That's a bang plant, where Toxanol used to make all sorts of splody things before it blew up in their faces. It's becoming terminal. We all share the same destiny, destruction or survival. That looks like an unbanged pyro stick on the loose. Better catch it before it goes off. Nice. Some barked wood scrap for you. Yeah, the future is in your hands, so take care of it. The pyro sticks will cause a bang, but targeting is on you. At least now you have a chance to hurt the merc puff where it counts. He hopes so, as there's no plan B, or more correctly, plan C. Out of Date has named this plan B. Plan A was to take on the World Eaters by foot, or flaps in this case. Turns out swimming down there was a bad idea. Wiz has been working on another cannon, but instead of pyro sticks, it squirts guppos, scaly distractions for anyone with an appetite disorder, and irresistible for the merc puff in particular. Seems the best way to find guppos is go talk to Gil. He has a natural sonar and knows where the guppos sub the surf. This means you'll have to go visit Gil at Burblebottom. Find Gil and he'll be able to tell you where to find the guppos. Guppos are lively beings, and they're fast too. They're here, there and everywhere. Or at least they used to be. It's a game of life, yours and everyone else's. Let's get that mount moving while the getting is good. The right key could open this. As long as karma exists, the world changes, and we change with it. Let's see. This is Burblebottom, residence of Gil.
Yes,
Happy to finally get to meet you. He's seen a lot of things wash up on his miniature shore, but nothing as exciting as you.
I don't have food.
Figures it's impossible. As bad as the air might be, the goo is even worse.
Live, sir.
It must have been upstream only to get to this point in your histo-future. But which way are you going now? With the flow or against?
West.
It's crazy not to flipper against the surf, but you can't save the world if you let it sweep you away.
Must face with which.
Either way, it's a shame the surf has gotten so nasty.
Totally way off further.
Thinks life is like trying to ride a wave. You need to pick the right one, but you don't really know which one that is until you're on top of it. Better to ride a wave than let the perfect one pass you by. Seems to him that there's always another wave coming along. Can't imagine how wonderful it's going to be to surf on gooless goo. The world is going to live.
To worry.
Can't thank you enough for fighting against the goo.
Meant to worry.
Happy you ride alongside the myriad. They bring a real shine to everything they work with.
I didn't know who for Serba.
Thinks that's an excellent point. Riding is life. Work is not nearly as fun.
Main crowd on a feeder.
But none of that's nearly as important as enjoying the day, right?
Yes, sir.
He never drank from this pond because of the disgusting things done there.
Western Hannelore.
Even the fish stopped drinking here after the pollution made the surf mucked and the air blocked his gills.
A state of man.
He figures the Tree of Life isn't drinking either. Or, well, that he said it does drink. as it has no other choice. It's a tree, but it's forced to drink poison.
Right where the cloud song.
Figures you're right, but that doesn't mean he has to drink that.
To yon guardway, foolish son.
His friend Wiz needs guppos for one reason or another, and Gil is ready to point you in the right direction. But here, you're only going to find dead ones. He's pretty sure Wiz wants them alive. Well, at least the ones that aren't already rotting. If you head in the right direction, you'll find a clean enough bit of surf to snag yourself some guppos. Then you can get them to Wiz for whatever he has in mind. Figures he's always been a friend to Wiz, and now he can be one to you too. Rubber scrap is too much fun. So stretchy. Good fun. Fired up. Disposed of him. Ouch! Breaking bones. You're half dead. Refreshing. Crit. Don't know what that e-waste was. You're in pain. This is Guppy Grotto. The world is so much smaller underground. Much harder to see outside now. That's more than stuck. Gonna need a key of some kind. Gonna need a key of some kind. Just a few moves left. Make them count. That wasn't your tum-tum rumbling. Just a few moves left. Make them count. This won't be a field trip. It's the real thing. That seems to be enough guppos to provide the octopod with infinite ammunition. It's just another proof of the evolutionary change caused by Toxanol's contamination. Being underserved has meant the Merkpuff has been left alone to munch on the root down there undisturbed. This means the northwest route has suffered more damage than the others. The marks the corporation left behind on the land are everywhere, but they also abandoned technology of which he's sure you only found a fraction. Heroes are only heroes for others, but they do the work, or they're heroes to no one. Heroes for others, but they do the work, or they're heroes. And he's back on his feet again. That was the last of them. You've sealed the fate of the tribe and the tree. It's time for the end game. You have your destiny. Follow it all the way back to Out of Date. He never told anyone about what's next, but he's sure it involves you. Just continue to stay true to yourself and respect others whatever happens. You've become their pride, the guiding light of the tribe. It's time to return to the tree one last time. Out of Date says the signs of the end of the world are everywhere. It seems nature is preparing to take revenge. The day of reckoning is coming, and you are invited. He can feel you're approaching the end date. If you haven't decided whom of all like-minded, light-hearted beings you've met have earned a seat on the Ark yet, it's time to do that now. Then grasp your last chance to make sure Loop-a-Loopin stopped for good. The tree settled its score, but it left yours half done. He says you need to see Loop-a-Loopin eye to eye one last time. He's happy to help. Says you should take it easy. It's better to go forward than just keep coming back. Old brick-bracks like that, sometimes still full of good things. Nighttime is ending. He's learned you discovered and activated the last of the arcs. How exciting. That's the only word that really works for it, he's sure. Just imagine how much more of the world you can see in the Ark, now that the world's still going to be around. You fought well for the world. You can be proud of that, no matter what. Questions if you could possibly have any open spaces left for fellow travelers on that ark of yours.
So, what we have here is an opportunity to help your next. There's a seat open on the ark should you want to offer it as a gesture of appreciation.
Why? You don't need anyone else but yourself and me, of course, but I'm a part of you, so that doesn't count.
If you want to go quickly, go alone. If you want to go further, go together. The only one we'd want to get away quickly from here is darkness.
But you know you can't go on without me. Even if I'm bad company, I complete you.
I think we can finally agree on something. It is better to be alone than in bad company. But best of all is being good company yourself.
Almost can't speak. He's so happy to be joining your voyage. To conquer the skies and everything beyond. Wiz knows it's the same, but he likes talking to you. Says that you should come back if there's anything else. It's so dark out. The Sifu is seeking too. He hasn't forgotten what Lupa Lupin did, but he also wants to stop him from attacking his tribe. That the world seems to survive doesn't mean he must. He hopes you agree, even if it was against your light-hearted nature. There's no room for predators in the world the Myriad tribe is building. But he knows this is your fight. You should handle it. Lupa Lupin's own fear was his shackles, not the roots of the tree. It just changed him. You have a chance to stand back and let the tribe handle it. Ready to step into the fray. Are the odds about to change in your favor? If a friend dies, something inside you dies. You can save the seafood by making yourself a target. You're up. Shockwaves spread when the world crumbles. This is not a prophecy, me telling you about the future. It's you shaping it. Here's a vulgar display of power. The more he does, the stronger he becomes. you remember who the real enemy is and stop playing the game his way. This is how it ends. The Predator and the world itself suffering. But at least it's a sign they're both still alive.
So, what we have here is a clear matter of life and death, and only you can make a difference.
You continue to make bad decisions and mistakes. Oh, it never ends.
It's easy to make a good decision when there's only one option. The only mistake here is you.
My mistake is letting you speak. My conviction is that the world would be a better place without your voice.
Convincing yourself doesn't win the argument. In the end, we won't remember the words of our enemies, but the silences of our friends.
The weak can't forgive. Forgiveness is a strength. It's not all life and death. It's no better time than now to accept a helping hand. Do you wonder what turn life might have taken if you'd done things different? A left when you went right? A yes when you said no? You've walked the thin line between survival and disaster and haven't lost your balance yet. It's because of you the Tree of Life and the world has been given a second chance. You carried the light in a world full of dark and made a difference in a place that needed change. You allied with the Myriad tribe and acted on understanding of the greater good and a code of honor. However, light and dark does simply represent the polarities of life. One can't exist without the other. This isn't the end. Just being surrounded by nature as it heals itself will rejuvenate us. Nature will teach us how to survive. So, trust your conscience to show you the way, and everything else will follow. But you're not alone. You filled the ark, and those that shared your perspective and gained your trust will accompany you on your journey. Is there a world out there that's better suited for those imbalanced in their light nature than this one? Whether or not, we'll leave your story on record, so those who come after will know you followed your light nature and saved the world. So, when all is said and done, it turned out to be an unusual ending after all. What could be better than ending the story the right way? Ending it, you're a beginning of something new.